What's up, guys? Welcome back to another MCOC Alliance War, and this is War number 10 of Season 7. Take my usual path. I brought in Blade this time instead of Killmonger Synergy, which I believe I've been doing for the past few wars. So I brought in Blade because I saw there was a science on the first node, so just in case it was MODOK or... Well, yeah, I figured it was going to be MODOK, either MODOK or Yellow Jacket. But yeah, I'm actually doing okay in this fight up until I'm not sure what happened, but right here I'm not gaining any power. So you see that I let go of block, and that was because when I saw how much power I had, I was going to do a couple of hits and drop my L1. Because I wanted to get the bleed on him before his shield came back up, and I'm not sure why, but I wasn't gaining any power. So I went back and looked at MODOK's abilities, and it said whenever his shield is up, you can gain up to 100% less power rating, but his shield wasn't up, so I'm not sure why I wasn't gaining any power. But yeah, anyways, that was the only fight for Blade, so it didn't matter as long as I got him down. Didn't matter that I took that amount of damage. So up next, I believe this was the first time all season that I fought a Nightcrawler on the Bane stun immune node, and I noticed that red symbol up there during the fight, and I was like, what the heck is that? I've never seen it before. But yeah, just I guess is just the new symbol for stun immune. So yeah, that was trying to figure that out throughout the fight. But yeah, I got a easy switch on him early and had some nice bane transfers. So yeah, I was able to get out of the fight with almost full health. So up next, the reason that I brought Sparky, I figured that this was going to be a Blade. When I looked at the person's profile, I saw that he had a rank 5 blade here, or a rank 5 blade. So yeah, I thought that possibly this was going to be Blade. I mean, it also could have been Killmonger or Agent Venom or what's his name, Kingpin. But when I got there, I saw that the champ was a rank 5, so I knew it was going to be Blade. Still getting used to using Stark Spidey on this node and trying to figure out if it's just best to let him auto evade these special attacks or evade them and let him gain some health, and then because he will out damage the regeneration. So right here, trying to bait out a special, well, bait out a heavy attack. Also want him to throw a special, but yeah, he got too close before that heavy attack, so I did trigger the regeneration. But yeah, like I said, Sparky does a lot of damage, so didn't have to worry about that too much. Very happy that I took him to rank 5, because otherwise I'd still be doing the long fight with Void. So on to the next buffet node, which is the buffet mini boss. I definitely like this one better just because there's no limbers, so I don't have to worry about running out of parries. Trying to get to my first L1, my first debuff put on her before she gets to 11 strands, which I was able to do. Then at this point, I'm trying to land some parries, but I just keep mistiming it. I want to land a parry and then throw a heavy attack, but yeah, just kept mistiming it. And then I believe I finally get a... No, she did a heavy attack there, and then I get a parry there. So finally, as 11 strands was coming off, I was finally able to get a parry. But other than that, I mean, I throw, whenever she dashed back and block, I throw a light attack and then come in, attack into her block, just trying to back her up. I don't want to get cornered. Whenever I get a parry, I do throw the heavy attack while 11 strands is up. Just trying to keep an eye on it, and then once Fear the Void activates, that's when you really start doing the damage and end the fight relatively quickly after that. So, I mean, let's see. Fear the Void came on around a minute 50 or so. And I forget, I'd have to go back to see where her health was before that. But yeah, like I said, that's where all your damage comes in. I'm waiting for the Petrified debuff, and there it is finally. So should have, oh, okay, so I had the buffet, not buffet, I had the dexterity buff on me, so as soon as I went in and attack, which I think that's a bug. I don't think it should trigger buffet if you already have the dexterity buff on you. It shouldn't trigger on expire. It's supposed to trigger when you gain a buff, not when the buff expires. So I think that's a bug. Kind of annoying if you're using anyone other than Void. So like if you're using Sparky or something, it's, you know, annoying. But anyways, on to the next fight. Got Iron Man, Infinity War, the usual. It's always nice when it's not him, when it's someone else. Just a good change of pace. But I have a feeling that once Thing is more and more available, I'm going to probably see him on this node, just because one of the ways to control his rock shields or whatever is to attack into his block. But with this, you don't want to attack into his block because of the explosive personality node on here. So I have a feeling that he'd probably be a good person to put on this node, and probably start seeing him more and more instead of Iron Man Infinity War, and then yeah, just start getting annoyed. Though you would be able to parry him, so that would be a plus. But the unstoppable, I forget how long, I want to say it's like 5 seconds probably, would be very annoying. But yeah, in this war, or not this war, this fight's doing fairly decent. I would have more health had I had the synergy with Killmonger, but like I said, I wanted to bring Blade for the first fight. If I ever get a 5 or 6 star Killmonger, that'd be really good, because I actually would probably bring him over Blade in certain situations, especially like that first fight. So here's where things get annoying for me. So I go in whenever I fight Mordo. I don't try to parry at the beginning. I go in and start holding block, but my champion, you saw, he didn't block. Then I dashed back and I held block, and he still didn't block. So I had to pause the game, click away from the game, and then come back for him to finally be able to, my champion, able to throw a block. But you see how much health I'm down to. Going into the fight, I was at 69, so now after all of that, I'm down to 27%. Trying to get him to throw the special here, but he just attacks that back up, attack back up, goes back into his power gain. He throws a heavy attack there, goes back into his power gain, and yeah, I finally have a Petrify, just one Petrify debuff on him, but that was right before he went into his power gain. So if I had 2 on him, then yeah, I would have been able to get not get hit by this special 3. So after the special 3, down to 11%, and because he's very passive, especially when the power gain is up, that's pretty much the only reason that I was able to survive this fight. Down to 7%, getting really nervous, and looking at how much health he has. But you know, once we, like I said, we have the two petrified debuffs on him, so I'm not worried about the power gain. Attacking into his block as much as possible just to back him up. Trying to bait out specials, but he really doesn't want to throw him in this fight. I can't remember. I have to go back to see if he did throw any other than the L3. But yeah, you see he was actually losing power now. I'm going to try to bait out this special. He doesn't want to throw it, so we're just going to chill until the debuffs finish him off. But I have to go back and look. Pretty sure he didn't throw any specials other than that special 3, which is odd. I don't like when champions do that, especially champions that have aggressive power gain like Mordo and Hyperion. But as you see, we finally won a war for the first time since the first war of the season. So went 8 wars without winning. Finally won a war. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.